Today I'm going to explain a Russian romance thriller film called About Love from 2017. At the start of the movie, we see a girl named Nina. She was buying things in a supermarket, but when she sees her bill, she sees that it's way over her budget, so she puts back some of the stuff to reduce the bill. From this, we get the idea that she's not financially strong. After paying the bill, she goes out and goes back to her home. While she's going home, a car goes past and accidentally water from the road splashes on Nina's clothes. The rich man who was inside the car sees this and comes out. He apologizes to Nina and makes up for his mistake. He offers her $1,500. But Nina thinks that he's lying and he won't pay her anything. So she gets angry and scolds him. After this, Nina comes back to her home. Now we see that Nina is a married woman and her husband's name is Sasha. He's a teacher at a college. When Nina reaches home, she receives a letter that was meant for Sasha. This letter was from the bank. When Sasha opens it, it was written in the letter that Sasha hasn't paid off his loans, and the time was almost up. If he doesn't pay it on time, they'll file a case on him. Sasha, after reading this, starts to shout at Nina. He is angry at the bank, but he took his anger out on her. He yells at her and says, "Why didn't you remind me before?" Nina starts to cry because Sasha never told her about any loans. And now Sasha sees Nina crying. He comes to her and apologizes in a loving way. And after that, he starts to take off her clothes, and then they get intimate. On the other side, we're shown that rich man who was having dinner with his family. His name is Sergey, and his wife's name is Tamara. Together, they have a son. After the dinner, we see that Sergey asks Tamara to go somewhere with him, but she doesn't want to go with him, so she says no. In reality, Tamara thinks because Sergey is always so busy with his work, he doesn't give enough time to his family, because of which they both usually fight with each other, and as a result of that, the relationship between them is not so good. The next day, we see Sasha, who is teaching in his class, and we also see Nina there. She's one of the students who's attending Sasha's lecture. During the lecture, we see Nina's friend Sarah, who's talking to her. She asks Nina about Sasha a lot. After the class, Sasha tells Nina to go to the bank because they need her help. He thinks that if Nina will help the bank, they will increase the time limit for the payment of the loan. Nina agrees, and then she goes to the bank. There she's taken to the bank manager's office to meet with him. When she meets the bank manager, she recognizes him. The bank manager was none other than Sergey. She remembers that he was the one who ruined her clothes. Then a Chinese client comes there for a meeting, and Nina was also called because she had to act as a translator between them. On the other side, we see Sasha, who is working as a tourist guide after his teaching job to earn more money. He did this because he wanted to pay the loan as soon as possible. The Chinese client really liked to play at casinos, so they all go there. When they're at the casino, Sergey gets really impressed by Nina's work, so he gives her 2 casino chips to play. But Nina says no and doesn't want to take them. Sergey also refused to take them back, so Nina had to take them. She bets the chips on the number 0. Luckily, she wins. Everyone is surprised by this, and Nina, who had just won $7,000, was very happy. In her excitement, she bets all that $7,000 again on the same number. Sergey tries to stop her, but she doesn't listen. This time, Nina loses. From the actions of Sergey, we can see clearly that he has started to like her. Then he takes her out to go bowling, and they both have a good time. Sergey invites her to dinner, and she says yes to this offer. Now we see Sergey and Nina are having dinner, and while eating, Nina talks about the loan with Sergey, but Sergey doesn't like to talk about work while eating. As they're talking, Sergey says to Nina that he wants to sleep with her for one night. Nina gets very angry, so she gets up and leaves the hotel. When she gets back home, she tells Sasha about her day and her activities. She also tells him that she won $7,000 at the casino, but she soon lost it. Sasha doesn't like this news even one bit, so he gets angry at Nina. He says to her, "How can you lose $7,000 like this?" For Sasha, $7,000 was a lot of money. And from this scene, we also get to know that although he loves her, he still doesn't respect her feelings or her thinking. The next day, Nina tells everything to Sarah, and Sarah realizes that Nina has started to like Sergey, but she's still loyal to Sasha, so that's why she hasn't done anything. On the other hand, we see Sergey, who's missing Nina a lot, so that's why he takes out pictures of him and her together when they were at the casino, and he keeps looking at them for a while. Then we see Sasha, who's working hard to earn money. He's working for more than 12 hours a day just so that he can pay off the loan on time. At such time, he again receives a letter from the bank, and this time they really threaten him that if he doesn't pay the loan soon, they'll go to the police and would file a report against him. Sasha is very tense from this, and Nina doesn't want to see him in such a state. She wants to help him in any way possible. She remembers that she still had Sergey's number, and maybe he will help them. But she also knows that in order to get help from Sergey, she'll have to sleep with him. After some thinking, she finally calls him, and they meet in the next morning. Sergey extends the due date for 3 more months, and Nina agrees to what he said to her. They sleep together that day, but the surprising part was that Sergey didn't force her to do anything. In fact, being intimate was both of their choices. After all this, Nina goes back home as soon as possible to avoid any suspicion from Sasha. When she gets home, Sasha shows her another letter and happily tells her that the bank has extended the due date, and they've also reduced the amount of the loan. Nina doesn't feel or say anything because even at that time she was thinking about Sergey. She was thinking whether she had done the right thing or not by starting this affair with Sergey. On the other side, we see Tamara and Sergey fighting. The reason was that from Sergey's clothes, a scent of lady perfume was coming, and Tamara found it out. Now she was quite sure that Sergey was having an affair with someone. On the next day, we see Nina, who is very quiet after college. She's still thinking about the affair. Soon, Sergey calls her and tells her that he wants to meet with her, but Nina says no to this. Sergey says, "I'll wait for you even if you don't come. I'll still wait for you." After some thinking, she decides to go, and when she gets there, she meets with him, and once again, they both get intimate. Now they both decide on a thing that, from now on, they will both meet each other every weekend. The next time when they were supposed to meet each other, Nina goes to the place which was decided by them, but Sergey doesn't come. Just like that, many weeks go by, but he still doesn't come to meet her. In reality, Sergey's son was sick, and he was taking care of him. But he didn't inform Nina about this. Then we see that on Nina's birthday party, her friend Sarah brought some gifts for her, and everyone was enjoying it except for Nina. Even at her birthday party, she was quiet. Whenever she receives a call, she thinks that it must be Sergey, and she used to visit every place where Sergey used to go. From this, it's very clearly visible that she has fallen in love with Sergey. Sasha was very worried because of this. He thinks she's sick, so he takes her to the hospital for a checkup, and after they get back home, he takes very good care of her. He soon gets into a romantic mood, so he comes close to her and tries to get intimate. But this action angers Nina, so she starts to fight with him, and accidentally she tells him that she's having an affair with Sergey. Hearing this, Sasha feels like his world is destroyed. He gets very angry at her and yells at her. Then he asks her to leave his home. Nina calls Sergey and tells him everything that's happened, and that Sasha threw her out of his home. As Sergey was very rich, he buys a new apartment for her. Then we see Nina brings her friend Sarah, and she shows her her new home. Sarah, after seeing and knowing everything, asks Nina, "Is Sergey going to marry you in the future?" Nina doesn't know what to say because she herself doesn't know the answer of this question. Then one day Nina calls Sergey to come over to her home. As Sergey was sitting with his family, his wife Tamara finally understands that he's having an affair with her. She knew that this was supposed to happen sooner or later because there was no such thing as love or likeness between her and Sergey. She was not shouting or yelling at Sergey even now, just because she didn't want that this matter of Sergey's affair comes in front of her son. Then one day Nina calls Sergey and invites him over. On the other hand, we see Sasha, who is really missing Nina, because no matter what, he still loved her like he used to. So to forget her, he starts to drink alcohol, and while he's drinking, he gets into a fight with some goons. He does manage to beat them up, but by this we get an idea of the situation and pain he's in right now. Now we see that when Sergey gets there, Nina asks him, "What is my value in your life?" She asks him this because she wants to know if Sergey will ever marry her or not. Sergey kisses her and answers, "You are very important to me, and I don't want to lose you." Hearing this, Nina gets very happy. Now she doesn't care if he'll marry her or not, she just wants to be with him. With him, she feels the essence of true love, a feeling that she never felt before when she was with Sasha. On the other hand, we see that Sarah, who had always liked Sasha, has started a relationship with him. As Nina had left him and now he's single, she started dating him. Nina was still attending Sasha's lectures, because of which everyone in the college is making fun of Sasha. Everyone knows what has happened, and they all used to make fun of him. Sasha now wants Nina to go away from his life. At night, Nina calls Sergey to ask him to come over, but Sergey was busy with his family, so he doesn't pick up her call. Sometime later, the doorbell of Nina's home rings, and Nina thinks it's Sergey. She excitedly opens the door, but to her surprise, it was not Sergey. It was Sasha. He comes in and tries to make Nina understand that Sergey will only give her money. He will never love her. Nina says that it doesn't matter if he loves me or not. I truly love him, and that's what's important. You never loved me. You never respected me. At least he respects me more than you." After listening to this, Sasha gets very angry and he forces himself on Nina and rapes her. When he leaves, Nina calls Sergei and asks him to come over. When Sergei comes over, she tells him everything that's happened, and she also tells him that she was pregnant. Whose child is this? We don't get to know this information in the movie. She tells Sergei that she'll have this child and will raise him. Even if you don't accept him, it's fine. Sergei says that I'll do my best to take good care of this child, and will make sure that he'll get everything that he needs for a better life. Then Sergei goes home and we see that Tamara was drinking. He goes to her and tells her that his girlfriend was pregnant, but Tamara doesn't show any reaction, meaning she's already accepted Sergei's girlfriend. Then we see Sergei's men go to Sasha and they beat him up. They did so because of what he's done to Nina. Sarah takes good care of Sasha. She loves him and takes care of him like he was her husband. Then one day we see that Sasha goes to Sergei's office to kill him. He was holding a knife in his hand and was about to impale it inside Sergei's body when Nina comes and stops him. She calms his anger in a very loving way. She tells him to go away, and he does. If Nina wouldn't have stopped Sasha, Sergei's bodyguard, who was pointing his gun towards Sasha, would have shot him, meaning Nina saved Sasha's life. Then some years pass by, and we see that Nina has given birth to the baby and was taking good care of it, and Sergei was giving proper time to both of his wives, meaning he had married Nina. Then one day Sergei asks Nina to go with him to someplace, and Nina takes out her phone, and she cancels her meeting and says yes. This thing happened in the beginning with Tamara, but she said no to him, but Nina was willing to go with him. Then we see the place where Sergei and Nina went. Sasha also came there, and after seeing him, Nina goes to him and talks to him. Sasha still loved Nina like he used to, and wanted her to come back, but she says it's not possible. Then she takes him to the hotel, and there they both get intimate. After they had finished, Sasha tells her that I'll wait for you to come back, and I still love you. But Nina tells him that it's not possible because in the past you didn't respect me, and now no matter what happens, I can't come back. This is the only way I can live happily, and I choose this. Then she leaves, and when she goes out, she starts to get emotional because Sasha still loved her, and because of this, she remembers the time that she spent with Sasha. On this, the movie ends. To watch more explanations of these kinds of movies, click on the videos on your screen. Don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video and what you think of this movie. Was it good? What do you think the ending of this movie should be? Did Nina do the right thing? Who was innocent in your opinion? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And at last, I will say, stay safe, stay well, thanks.